Ready? Okay. This is my dear friend, Rudy Caldwell. And Rudy, back in 2012, was working at the Turtle Lake Guardhouse as a security man, letting people into the development at Turtle Lake. And he had been a security guard since I moved in there, which I believe was 2004. So he had been a professional guard there for many years. And on the date of Thanksgiving 2012, I had put a call into the guardhouse, and Rudy was working at this time. And that phone call basically was me asking him simply to be extra careful. I had reason to believe that there might be, someone who might seek harm on me, and I was a little concerned. And so I called as just as a precaution to ask Rudy to be extra careful.
That's correct.
Right?
That's correct.
And then at roughly 7 p.m. that night, and I know because I remember getting the call from you.
That's when I called.
He called later that day, and why don't you take it from there to explain what happened, who pulled up and asked for me?
Well, Audrey Sims pulled up and she asked for Mark, and I didn't think anything at the time peculiar because she frequents the Turtle Lake quite often.
She does?
Yes.
Oh, you recognize her?
Well, I didn't see her exactly. She was in a black sedan, but I heard her voice. And so I let her in, and then at that point I called up Mark and told him that Audrey Sims was in the area and was going to stop by. And at that point in time, Mark told me that he wasn't really expecting her, and that I should call the Bloomfield Hills police because he was afraid that someone was on the premises and he was feared for his life. And I called the officers, and they arrived at Turtle Lake, and I let them in, and they went to the house.
And was she alone or was she with someone?
No, there was two gentlemen who were driving her.
Okay, so she was in the back seat?
Right.
And she lowered the window in the back to talk to you?
That's
and
correct.
She knew you by name, right?
Right.
And you say you recognized her voice?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
And you think she had come in and asked to see me before?
That's correct.
Wow. So this is the first time I'm hearing this, and I had always suspected somebody was going into my house, but I never had proof of this. I didn't have I had a security system, but I never turned it on. I didn't have any video security in my house, and so this actually doesn't surprise me that I had been monitored for a number of months leading up to this time. And well, thank you for that. That's really interesting. Let's see if there's anything else we should say. Is there?
No, nothing other than that you had called the officers yourself too, so there was another squad.
Right, so I called 911 as well. So there was.
And did the SUV leave out the same way that they came?
I didn't see them leave.
Okay.
I seen the officers come in.
Okay.
Okay. All right, well, I think that's everything. Is there anything else that you can think of, Brenda?
I can't think of anything else.
Okay.
Do you know how long before that day that Audrey had been coming through?
Oh, she had been coming periodically, but not during that day, but she had been in and out of the complex several times.
Yeah. And so
she's well known.
She is?
Mm-hmm.
At that complex?
Mm-hmm.
Audrey Sims?
Yes.
Well, just to be clear, I do not know an Audrey Sims. I do not have a relative named Audrey Sims. I know no one named Audrey Sims. So this is really, really fascinating to me. And so you say she's been coming in there?
Yeah, she has been coming in and visiting other people.
Okay. And also, I'll just add that I was fearful for my life, so I ran into my garage. I thought that would be one of the last places they would look for me because I was home alone. My family was out at a Thanksgiving celebration and wouldn't be home for a while. And